50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, how good does it feel to go into a series of 2-1, kid? I mean, it feels amazing right now. Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wage, episode 452. Today is Wednesday, October the 9th, 2024, and the Mets take a 2-1 lead in the NLDS, kid. I got my bright orange on. I'm repping. I'll be in the building today, Wednesdays. Kid, vibes are high right now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for all the Mets fans across the country, but predominantly in the East Coast still. Honestly, I hope you get to witness history. Yes, I heard Lindor, the post-game interview. The Mets are yet to clinch a series
at home
in the stadium.
Yep.
So I hope you get to witness history, Dill. It's definitely an exciting time. In New York.
Yeah.
Yankees and Mets, but rather have the Mets advance to the Yankees personally.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, good times in New York right now. They do one pretty convincingly. What a performance by Sean Manaea. I mean, Aaron Nola didn't pitch all that bad either.
2-hitter, 7 innings.
Yeah, he was dealing, kid. He was really dealing. And yeah, the Mets bats look good. Lindor finally got a hit. Vientos look good. Pete Alonso continues to rake as well. So
get him a contract.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely playing like it right now. So we'll see for game 4. We'll have plays a little later on there. Got a lot to talk about, E. We'll talk about what transpired on Tuesday. We'll recap a few games Sunday and Monday. We got NFL Week 6 power rankings as well. We'll touch on Thursday night football. Looking for a bounce back for both teams. Seahawks coming off that bad loss to the Giants. 49ers losing to the Cardinals. So I don't want to say must win in the first week of October, but can't lose game for both teams maybe. We got 4 games on the diamond today for Wednesday, and NBA futures will continue. We'll touch on the Central Division as well. But let's start with the breaking news for the New York Jets. It woke up like any given Tuesday, went to job, and there were reports out that, he was looking to demote Nathaniel Hackett from their play calling duties today. 5 minutes later, got a call to Woody Johnson, said they had a meeting. Apparently Joe Douglas wasn't in the meeting, and they let go of Robert Salah today. They fired him. All the reports about him being escorted are malarkey. That didn't happen. But I'll say this, man, sucks. I'll say that from Robert Salah's perspective. 2-3 with everything in front of you, with a lot of football left. Monday night, have an opportunity if you go and win first place. Everything is in front of you with bad offensive play. So I think 2 things could be true. I think Robert Salah was the scapegoat. I don't think he was the problem. Or I'll say this, I don't think he was the major problem of what our offense is going through. I think Woody Johnson firing and making this move in season says something. The Jets haven't fired a coach since 1973. Lou Holtz. A lot of shout out to legend Lou Holtz. He resigned. We didn't even really fire him. He resigned with 1 game left back in 73. So, Salah 5 games in, getting the boot. I think that is telling. Apparently, he thinks we have an opportunity to get better. The offense getting better. I don't know, kid. I feel like the defense wasn't the problem. He was brought in from San Francisco because of what he did. The defense was a top 5 defense in the league, but, the main problem was the offense, the scheme of the offense. Everything was predictable. I thought there's no movement. Look at all the good offenses, granted without Tua, but what does Mike McDaniel do? A lot of motions, a lot of new style. Kyle Shanahan, Kevin Stefanski, Kevin O'Connell, all these great offenses, they do a lot of motion. Everything the Jets are doing is predictable on offense. And I think if you and I, Elvis, are watching a game and we know what they're doing, You think these NFL players on the sideline don't know what's going on? I think a lot of things need to be changed. I thought Nathaniel Hackett should have been the 1-2 go, but from a business side, I understand why he's not going. That's Aaron's guy. He's not going to go. Now, do I think Aaron had a say? I don't want to believe he did. I don't want to think he has that much power. But there's a part of me that thinks, he did have a say in this. Apparently, Woody Johnson was on the phone with Aaron Rodgers last night. Apparently, they didn't talk about this. I call a little cap, if I'm being honest. I think that's Elvis. Come on, let's be honest. You're talking about if me and you have a business together, and I call you. You think I'm not talking business on a Sunday night?
All I'm gonna say is they definitely had a conversation about Robert Saleh off the record.
Yeah. And I'll say this, if people think Aaron Rodgers didn't have a lot to prove or the pressure wasn't there coming into this season, the pressure sure has turned up. The whole thing is on him. The whole thing is on Joe Douglas, Nathaniel Hackett. If we don't make the playoffs, they're all gone. This firing 5 games in shows me that Woody Johnson thinks we have the talent, but we're a bad football team right now. Yeah, we might have talented players, but we're not a good team. Offensively, I think defensively, we're fine. Even without CJ Mosley being hurt, I think we've been relatively good. It's the offense. They can't block. Aaron Rodgers looks old. And to be frank, he's been bad. I want to hold him accountable as well. The past 2 games, he hasn't looked good. He got outplayed by Bo Nix. That is unacceptable. Excuse me. Sam Darnold outplayed you a little bit. You threw 3 picks. And Aaron Rodgers isn't known for throwing picks. Mm-hmm. They're lazy. Some of these throws are lazy. So I think a lot of things need to be changed. And if the players start coming out and saying he lost the locker room, then I kind of understand moving on. But my question, and I explained it to you, my question is, if you had a short leash, 5 games, why didn't you make the move in the offseason? Because I would have appreciated and like if you moved on in the offseason and start with a fresh, clean bill of slate. I would understand that. And to your point that you made to me that I didn't even think of, there were so many good candidates in this offseason. Go look for a Mike Vrabel. I know Bill Belichick is out there, but there were Arthur Smith. Like, you got to get an offensive guy. So it's unfortunate for Robert Saleh. I think he got a bad rep. I think, but there's a lot of blame to go around. Elvis, how many times have I come on this show and said the Jets look unprepared, the Jets look undisciplined? At the end of the day, someone has to take accountability for that, and that falls on the head coach. Now, I don't think he should have gotten all the blame. I would say there's a lot of blame to go around, but I don't think he should have been fired is ultimately what I'm getting at. It's unfortunate that he got the boot. To be honest, call me a homer, but I think we're a field goal kick away and an interception away of possibly being 4-1 or at best 3-3. So there's a lot of football left. I don't know why they chose to hit the panic button. Very not like the Jets as well. For as being a dysfunctional organization as they are, at least they let Adam Gates go the whole season. That's what I'm saying. So unfortunate. I feel for Robert Saleh. He's a good defensive coordinator. I think he will find a home, but I just think it's unfortunate, man. I really do.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. You know, I definitely think Robert Saleh. I'm gonna just say this: he didn't deserve to get fired. You know, it's the offense. The offense been struggling. To me, it's more the running game deal. You know, Breece Hall, Brendan Allen. These past 2 weeks, it's been struggle. It's been struggling, deal. I think Nathaniel Hackett should have been the guy to go. But you know me, I was gonna look at it from both sides, deal. Losing back-to-back games to a rookie Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, and then a game you should have won against the Minnesota Vikings, there was a fireball offense. Let's just be real. 10 points at home against the Denver Broncos. Aaron Rodgers should be better. That running game, Breece Hall, Brendan should be better. The fact that you got 27 points combined in the last 2 weeks, I understand why a decision had to be made. My only thing is it was the wrong decision, though. You know, like I said, two things could be true. I do agree with the firing, but I don't think he was the right guy to get fired.
Yeah.
You know, so I do agree with it. Don't get me wrong. Is Robert Saleh a championship head coach?
No.
In my opinion, he's not. Is he possibly a championship defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
I give him that.
Yeah.
So to me, the defense wasn't the issue. We saw it for the last 3 seasons. This defense has been a top 5 defense. One thing I can honestly say is I think I saw the stat. I didn't write it down, but through 5 games, Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers have the same amount points scored. That's not Robert Sala's job fault. That's Nathaniel Hackett's fault. That's 2 years in a row. Nathaniel Hackett is your offensive coordinator. That's 2 years in a row. You scored the same exact points through 5 weeks. That's the issue. That's the problem. And I'm surprised that wasn't the firing this morning.
My thing, and I want to be devil's advocate as well, because yes, I don't think he should have been fired. I agree. I think Nathaniel Hackett, if you both of them should have gone.
And real quick before I cut you off.
Yeah.
Let's just say the only reason Nathaniel Hackett has a job today or why he didn't get fired is because he's Aaron Rodgers' buddy, pal.
100%.
If that's true, you're not going to accomplish anything if you're just going to have guys in position because they treat somebody else a certain way or they like a certain guy. That's not going to equate to championships. That's not
I agree, but that's the way the organization has shown that they want to be all in.
I understand that's what they shown, Dill, but that's not what's going to get the job done. You got to get the best guy in position to lead the team, to coach the players, to put those players in position to make winning plays. Dill, you can't just have somebody's best friend or man's doing somebody's job. You know, I think Daniel Hackett is probably a great guy. He's probably a pretty good quarterback coach. But as an offensive play caller, Dill, we saw how he did in Denver. It was a disaster. Russell Wilson's worst year of his career. Say what you want. We could both agree that year in Denver was a disaster, right? Last year with Zach Wilson, just offensively, a disappointment. And through the first 5 weeks of the season, with Aaron Rodgers back healthy, with Garrett Wilson, with Lazard leading the league in touchdowns, Mike Williams, Breece Hall looking like the preseason, he was going to be a dominant running back deal. With all those things, a revamped offensive line, you're still in the same position you was last year. That's Nathaniel Hackett. That comes down on the offensive play caller, not Robert Saleh.
I want to talk real quick from a organizational standpoint. Now, I agree with everything you just said. If you're Robert Saleh, though, and you're sitting there and things haven't changed, and you know you're on the hot seat, far be it from me to say that's a head coach fault. You need to see, hey, if the if the ship is sinking, and I'm continuing to put Nathaniel Hackett in charge, that goes on me. And I think that's where Woody Johnson is coming from. He's seeing, okay, you're not a leader of the team. You're not making any changes. You're not demoting Nathaniel Hackett, because I agree with you. It's like, it's insanity doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Everyone told you and me, all the smart people said, the Jets are just a quarterback away. They got the pieces. They got a running back. They got a true number wide receiver. They revamped the offensive line. They got a top 5 defense. All they need is the quarterback. And then when he's here, he's still
scoring 10 points at home.
He actually has been part of the problem. Let's call a spade a spade. He's been part of the problem. And I think even Aaron Rodgers would admit that.
Yeah, besides the second half at Tennessee, and let's just be honest, the whole game against the Patriots on Thursday night,
he's been playing bad.
He's been mediocre.
Yeah. I would say below mediocre. I think you're being generous. So
I'm gonna give him.
I know, I know, but I just think that is the problem. And I think if you're Woody Johnson and you see that, Elvis, that your head coach, who you put in charge, is not saying to the team, hey, things are not working. We got to shift it up. Maybe get a new play caller. Maybe I'll take the play calling from now. Whatever. Switch something up. Try to get the locker room. Woody Johnson sat there and said he's not doing the job. And I understand it from that point of view. So I understand. I think Nathaniel Hackett should have been the one to go. And we all know why he isn't the one leaving and has a job still today. But I'll say this and we'll end it here. I don't want to go too long. If we don't make the playoffs and we continue down this road and it still wasn't Robert Saleh was the problem, you're going to lose the fan base. You're going to lose the locker room. And all 3 guys Nathaniel Hackett, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Douglas, they will all be without a job this offseason. I can guarantee you that. Woody Johnson is not playing with this. So unfortunate news from the Jets, but hopefully they bounce back. You got good news, though. Hey, Drake May gets the start, baby. We've been advocating for this, since week 3, since we and I went to the game, but he's finally there. Now, I've read mixed reviews from Patriot fans online. Speaking to you, some people love it. Some people don't like it. They don't see the point. He might get hurt. Bad offensive line. You guys are dealing with some injuries. Where are we feeling? Are you happy the kid's finally getting a start? Are you worried? What are we feeling?
I'm gonna be honest though. I'm honestly happy that the kid is getting a start, just because the future got to start at some point, and what's better than right now, Dill. So right there, I'm excited just because I have some faith. Don't get me wrong. I don't expect us to win, or anything like that come Sunday against Houston, but it gives us hope. It gives me a chance to, maybe we take some shots down the field. Maybe we have a chance to put up some points, 20 plus points. Who knows? I just want to see the kid out there and see what could potentially be the future of the New England Patriots. And to be honest, I understand why our offensive line right now is atrocious. David Andrews, one of the best centers of all football, he's out for the remainder of the season. So I do understand why some people are like, skeptic or criticizing the decision now, because right with offensive line, yeah, the kid could get hurt. He's gonna be under a ton of pressure. But guess what, though? It's gonna build character. He's gonna be able to pick up blitzes maybe a few weeks from now. The kid will be just fine. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be a tough patch for sure. But you have to put the kid in there eventually. And what's a better time than right now?
At home, you get a full week of practice. Going to be a tough game against Houston, but I do think, offense is definitely going to look better. You're going to push the ball down the field a little bit and, yeah, maybe give the life a little room because Jacoby Brissett will not tolerate any slander for Jacoby Brissett, but let's be honest, he's a backup quarterback. That it is what it is, and
We know
Drake
who he
May is the
is.
future. So, yeah, I love the move. It was long overdue in my opinion, but kid, let's recap some games. Fuck weather delays. I'll save that for Sunday night. Jesus Christ, that game ended so late, but ultimately big win for the Cowboys. But they didn't play well in my opinion. They still can't run the ball. Dak didn't play well, and to be honest, I can make the argument that diving save, something Cam didn't do, that was the play of the game. Defense played well. I think on the other side, I mean, fuck, we had Steelers and we thought that was the best side. Bad loss, I would say. Now 2 in a row for the Steelers at home, playing the Cowboys without their 2 top defenders, and only putting up 17 points. It's just not good. A lot of people saying, Russ, he's finally healthy. Is this the week to put him in? I'll say this, and I'll let you go. I don't think the offense. I don't think the problem for the offense for the Steelers is a quarterback problem. I think Justin Fields has been fine. He hasn't turned the ball over, but missing Jaylen Warren has hurt the running game massively. Let's be honest, they don't have a true number one. George Pickens is great, and I think he's a really good, very talented wide receiver. But there are so many incidents where they can't get open on a consistent basis. And that is a problem. And Justin Fields could escape and run, but when he really can't get anyone open, he loses. He holds on to the ball too long. That's not a recipe for success. And they need to go and get a guy like Devontae. That's why they were in the market for Brandon Ayuk. They need a true number one to help this offense. So I don't think it's a quarterback problem. I think they don't have a true number one that gets open on a consistent basis, because on 3rd and 6 in a known pass play, they get stopped every time. It's very predictable. So that's my thoughts on the game.
Yeah, the one thing I can honestly say is I could see why some people are saying, it's time to move to Russ. In the first half, you got to at least admit that the offense was struggling. I think Justin Fields just only had 5 completions in the first half, though. That's unacceptable. Offense was struggling. And one thing I could say is, you said it earlier, though. Dallas was out their best 2 defensive players, and Justin Fields in that offense honestly couldn't get nothing going. That was the concerning part. Najee Harris, like you said, they are definitely missing uh Jalen Warren, but you still need to provide some type of running game against this Dallas front, who's multiple teams destroyed him. We saw Alvin Kamara, we saw Derrick Henry in Dallas. We know this defensive line, this defense have holes on that line that you could gash through them, and the Steelers was unable to do it, which I was kind of surprised by. Though we both had the Steelers, and I do agree with you. George Pickens is a tremendous talent, but he doesn't get open consistently. I like the fact that he was targeting Van Jefferson as well. I think he could do something. Conan Hayward, Pat Fairmouth, but I agree with you though. This team desperately needs a true number one receiver. Dallas got lucky though. I think everybody got fucked in the ass with Dallas Cowboys winning that game. Give Dak Prescott credit. After throwing those two horrible picks still, and the fumble in the red zone, Dak just had a bad night. But when it came down to it, when he needed to make a throw, make the right read, he did it, though. Against a hostile environment, a pretty good defense. You saw TJ get his 100 career stack. Both teams played bad, though, but you got to give credit for Dak making winning plays and winning the game on the road.
Yeah, I do think he didn't really play well, though. I think that could be true. Yes, he came up in a big time moment, made a play, but let's be honest, through 3 quarters, he wasn't good as well.
Turnovers.
Yeah, both of them. And I agree as well. First half for Justin Fields was not good. They couldn't move the ball to save their life. So, yeah, bad. I think both teams played bad, if I'm being honest. Cowboys, they played just enough to win the game, and Steelers, they didn't help themselves either. So, yeah, unfortunately, it was a shitty Sunday night football game. Monday night football, though, big win for the Chiefs at home. Getting back Kareem Hunt and Juju Smith-Schuster. Have yourself a day, kid. I think the Chiefs bringing those guys back who familiar with the offense, familiar with Mahomes and Matt Nagy, what they like to do. I think that's what benefited them from winning this game and kind of staying afloat and staying undefeated. Kelsey looked better, still doesn't have a touchdown, but he's getting better every game. You like to see that. What a lateral he made too. Across the field. He was crazy. And apparently they practiced those plays. That's insane for me. Defense played well. I thought after they given up that big touchdown to Shaheed, I thought they kind of turned it on a little bit. You saw Chris Jones get after the quarterback. Fortunately, Derek Carr is going to miss some weeks now. Rap Sheet reported probably going to go on the IR and miss about 4 weeks with that oblique. I'll say this. Shout out Steve Spagnuolo. I don't think he gets enough credit. One of the best defensive coordinators in the game. And to be honest, I don't say this lightly, in my lifetime, like 4 Super Bowl wins. And what he's doing, man, they're undefeated. And that must be so fucking sick. 5-0 going into your bye, undefeated. I mean, that's not the best feeling. Go to the wife, be like, we got a couple extra days. It could go away. We're undefeated. It feels good, kid.
Yeah, give credit. I'm gonna start with that Chiefs defense still, because that Chiefs defense was honestly very impressive.
Bolton, he was across the field.
Besides, Derek Carr hitting Shaheed, couple big plays. Other than that, though, the Saints offense didn't really get anything going. The running game was non-existent. Eric Kamara, 11 carries, 26 yards. Chris Jones was just stuff in the middle. Besides Shaheed, that big play, though, didn't really get nothing going. Kamara got 40 receiving yards. Chris Olave, 2 catches, 10 yards. I benched him in my fantasy. I will continue benching him moving forward. For anybody listening out there, I know you got burnt by Chris Olave. I'm telling you right now, bench that man. And right now, with Derek Carr being hurt, it's not looking good moving forward. To be honest, Kansas City Chiefs are honestly the best team in football. I honestly thought their offense was going to take just a little stutter step, though. I don't expect them to stall out, but just a little stutter step in this week's game. You down your number one running back. You down your number one wide receiver. I just thought this Patrick Mahomes and his team would just stutter step a little bit on the Monday night stage and possibly lose the game. I had the Saints plus 5.5. I thought it was going to be a much closer game, but to be honest, the Kansas City Chiefs defense was the main focal of this game. So give credit to Steve Spagnuolo in that defense, and Patrick Mahomes didn't throw a touchdown deal, but he played pretty damn great besides that one pick.
Yeah, it was a really good game. And we should know that. That should be a note for us. Primetime games, Patrick Mahomes going to throw a pick.
And like I said, Kareem Hunt, hopefully the people that listen, I was like, bro, you got to take it all the way up to 50, 60, even 70. I said I guarantee it, and I was like, you know what, I don't guarantee nothing. but definitely put it in.
Don't guarantee anything. Yeah, but overall it was a really good game. 5-0. They, like I said, man, this team continues to find ways. I want to ask you about this because I think we were maybe fooled the first 2-3 weeks, maybe. New offense with Kubiak, Derek Carr, Shaheed is looking good. Kind of regress now. Teams have kind of figured out how to stop them. And now without Derek Carr, this is kind of an offense I want to look to fade moving forward.
Oh no, dude. One thing I could say is the kid Jake Healer, he looked okay when he came in. Dill, to be honest, he looked okay. I like the fact that he can move a little bit with his legs. I like that. We'll see what he could do in the passing game moving forward. But Saints are definitely a team we want to possibly fade moving forward. Without Derek Carr, we saw them lose 3 straight games with him. Interesting to look how they will look moving forward without him.
Yeah, so how did you do? Because overall, not the best tonight. Went 2-1. I got over Kareem Hunt rush attempts. It was 11.5. He had 27 rush attempts. Mahomes did not do the 1.5. So I did go 1-1 on the night. I finished 8-8 on the week. First losing week, kid. Unfortunately, yeah. So that's on me, guys. But I had four winning weeks in a row. But 8-8 on the week, down 1 unit. But overall, 61-33 through 5 weeks, in the NFL. But how did you do?
All right, Dale. We got a little better though. 8-7. We both kind of
Okay.
was like around 500. Should have been 9-7. Should have put the Mooney in bet for last Thursday night. But overall, Steelers fucked me, Bills fucked me, and the Bengals fucked me. So I should have had a pretty good week. But though you can't get them all. It is what it is. Overall for the week, 8-7. Don't have my overall record right now, Dill, but
You'll have it for us next week. We
yeah.
got
It's
it.
just I have it. I have every week's
Yeah.
thing. That's all.
Oh, good. Let's go right into our power rankings because I think number 1 and 2, I think is going to be very similar, if not 1, 2, 2, 1, with the Vikings and the Chiefs. I do want to start with number 10. I'll let you lead it off because you were saying you got a lot of up and down, 14 through 10, but I need an official 10.
To be honest, I have like this. I in my opinion, there's 9 teams, and then there's 6 teams that could be 5 teams that could be top 10. Could be number 10. Still, I like the Broncos. I like the way they're trending. I'm coming around the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams getting good every week. I love the Packers, but I'm not in love with them yet. I gotta see it. I gotta see better things offensively from them. Steelers played bad. Cowboys played bad. At number 10, give me the Seattle Seahawks. They'll, I understand they're coming off 2 straight losses. I'm not going to overreact. The defense, I think, will be just fine, but that defense definitely needs to hit a switch ASAP. We'll see how they'll look come Thursday night, but I can't deny Geno Smith with that offensive repertoire. To me, I'm going to still put him at number 10.
At number 10, give me the Dallas Cowboys, 3-2. A lot of football left. I criticize them because they didn't play well. Dak needs to play better. But this is a team that sometimes they just find ways to win. And that says a lot. And that's the point I kind of made last week with the Kansas City Chiefs. They just find ways to win no matter the struggle. Being down 2 of your best defensive players, going on the road against a team that everyone picked you to lose against. I think that says something about him. So I'm starting to turn around on the Cowboys for just this week. But I think they're a top 10 team right now. So, yeah, I'm going to take Cowboys at 10.
Yeah, trust me, I had the Cowboys there. I was just like, you know what? Unimpressive win. I just didn't like it. I still think but I like it. Though. I can't disagree much. At number 9, give me Baker Mayfield in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hope everybody in Tampa in the Florida area, it will be safe in these upcoming days. And if you just make it out, it's going to be nasty out there. Tampa will be traveling early. I think they travel today, though, to New Orleans. They're playing the Saints this coming week. I'm going to be honest. Baker Mayfield he's been rolling. He's been rolling that offense. Him and Mike Evans, that connection. To be honest, it's getting better. It's getting better. Him and Chris Godwin, they're going as well. Still, the running game finally going gory. Your boy Bruce Irving,
Bucky
Irving, Rasheed White as well finally getting going as well. And we know when healthy and Todd Bowles in that defense, they could be top 10-ish. Give me the Buccaneers at number 9.
I worry about their defense, but I got the Buccaneers at 9 as well. I think Baker in the offense has been really good. I like Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. His fucking Mike Evans, the future Hall of Famer.
1,000 yards.
I agree. I like Bucky Irving a little better, but I do think the run game has started to get going the last couple of weeks. So they're starting to run the ball a little better. Defense, they got to figure out to close games out. That's what worries me sometimes with the Buccaneers. But
they did it in Detroit. Haven't done it since.
That is my problem. They have a few good wins. They're very competitive, and they're still a playoff team in my opinion. Yeah, give me the Bucs at number 9.
At number 8, Dill. Had to drop them a little bit. Lost 2 straight, and to be honest, offensively they look a little weak. Give me the Buffalo Bills. Still, I still think they have a chance to make some noise. I think they'll be just fine. Like I said, if there's any team out there, maybe the Steelers still, but I think the Buffalo Bills definitely need to call the Raiders for Devontae Adams because I think we saw the potential of this Bills team, and we know that defense is going to get better and healthier in these upcoming weeks. They'll definitely by week 8 or 10. I think if the Bills get a true number 1 wide receiver like a Devontae Adams, I think they'll be right back in the thick of things. I still love Buffalo, Dill, but I can't deny what I saw these past 2 weeks. Give me the Buffalo Bills at number 8.
At number 8, you might be surprised with this one, but give me the Green Bay Packers.
Wow.
Yeah, I like what I've seen. We know what Matt LaFleur does. Put it on a masterclass against Sean McVay yesterday. Jordan Love has not looked good. I'll admit that. But he has to start playing better. I like Jalen Reed. I think the offense is going well. Need to run it a little better. You know who's actually played a lot better? Tucker Kraft, the tight end. I think you have him on fantasy. He's been doing good. Him and Luke Musgrave. I like what they're doing defense. I like their secondary. Got to get a lot more pressure. They are the most penalized team, though. A little undisciplined. So they got to clean it up in some things. But sitting at 3-2.
The most picks.
Most picks. Yes. So exactly. Thinking positive. I love it. But 3-2. A lot of football left. I think Matt LaFleur, and if they can stay healthy with Jordan Love, I think they're going to be just fine. Number 8, give me the Green Bay Packers.
Joe, I love it. Though. I wanted to put Green Bay at number 10, but I gotta be unbiased and I gotta go with what I've been seeing, Dill. But I love it. They'll be in my top 10 soon. At number 7, give me old swag surf Kirk Cousins, Dill. Give me Kirk Cousins and Atlanta Falcons. I think that offense is gonna get going. I like the fact that Drake London is getting more involved. Kyle Pitts finally got involved. DeVar Mooney is looking like the number 1 option in that offense still. And one thing that I can honestly say that I love moving forward about this Atlanta team, Bijan Robinson is yet to be impactful, though. I have this man in fantasy. This dude's averaging like 11 points a game. I'm telling you right now, if Bijan Robinson gets it going, this offense could possibly take off, though. This defense, we already know how this defense been playing. They need to get more pressure on the quarterback. Besides that, the secondary playing great. If Matthew Judon in that front could get more pressure on that quarterback, watch out for Atlanta.
They were close for me. I had them at number 12. They're getting there for me. Number 7, give me the Redskins, baby. I love the kid. I love Jaden Daniels. I think we got it. We like what we did last year. I think around, and I do want to wait a little bit because it's only been 5 weeks, but around week 10, we were like, okay, we can't start labeling CJ Stroud as a good rookie. He's a good quarterback. You know what I mean? And I think this is what we're going to start saying down the line in a month or two. Like, oh, we can't keep saying he's a rookie. Like, yes, he's a rookie, but he's just a good quarterback. I love what he's doing with the offense. Cliff Kingsbury's been in his bag recently. Defense is playing better. I want to start seeing a little more blowouts like we saw last week, but they're getting some pressure. I love the two-headed monster with Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. I want to see Terry McLaurin step it up a little bit and stop dropping the ball, but I love everything this kid is doing, and they might pull away from. I'm thinking playoffs already for the Redskins. I already texted Aunt TJ. I'm thinking playoffs already, kid. So, Redskins. Give me them at number 7.
At number 6, give me the Washington Commanders, still. You thinking playoffs, still? I wouldn't be shocked if this team wins the division. I understand Jalen Daniels has been impressive. Very impressive. I'm not trying to deny that, people. But secretly, And quietly, this defense is stepping up week by week. Dan Quinn got that defense going. My man Bobby Wagner is looking very youthful. Youth, not youth, youthful at the middle linebacker position. This Commanders defense is getting better week in, week out. We see how Jaden Daniels has been playing this season, and he's coming off honestly since week one his worst game of his career so far. He wasn't really accurate, and they won by a blowout. Dill, that's impressive. I think the Commanders are gonna be better. Like you said, Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson Jr. That running back core is pretty damn good. We saw Noah Brown and Daniels finally get a connection for a deep touchdown. Zach Ertz becoming a very respected security blanket for the rookie. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this Washington team. Give me the Commanders at 6.
At number 6, give me the Buffalo Bills. I still like them. I think they're a good football team. They will be out of the top 10 if they lose to the Jets Monday night. I will say that.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
That was funny, though. That was good.
It's crazy, you know? But
I'll keep it. I'm going to be 100 with you. It's worried me. Past few weeks, offense has kind of stuttered. We gave Joe Brady a lot of credit. It become much more predictable, I'll say, especially when their number one, Khalil Shakur, is out. They really didn't have a number one. Curtis Samuel's not been the guy. Matt Collins, they don't have that connection. Dalton Kincaid has not had the best start of the season. So James Cook is a monster, and Josh Allen could, break a few and make a play here and there, but he has to make up for a lot. And I think they're another team that needs to go out and get an Amari Cooper or Christian Kirk. Like, they need to go out and get a number one receiver because the kid, Keon Coleman, it's going to take time. And I think they have the play caller. They have the quarterback. They have the run game. They need, like Pittsburgh, they need to go out and get a number one wide receiver. So that's my worry. I think defense is getting healthier week by week. I think they'll be fine, but I still think they're a good football team. I'm going to boneheaded decision by Sean McVay, not running the ball. Or Joe Brady. I think that also falls on the head coach. You're in the headset. Listen, we're not fucking running. We're not passing. We're running the ball.
Yeah.
Timeout. Exactly. So I'll give them. It's both of their faults. But yeah, I still think this is a good football team. But I'll say this, like I said, they lose Monday night, they're out.
At number 5, welcome back. Give me the Houston Texans at the number 5 position. CJ Stroud, he did something that was very impressive to me, though, when Nico Collins came out the game with the hamstring injury after that big touchdown play. I understand they didn't really do much offensively after that deal, but he was able to convert first downs and hold off Josh Allen and that Buffalo offense. They were coming, Dill. CJ Stroud played pretty damn great, I like the fact that Tank Dell got involved, started making big catches. Stephon Diggs had a huge day as well. And one thing I can say, honestly, I've been saying for 2 weeks, people, but I think this week I'm going to be right. Joe Mixon will be back in the backfield, and we saw how great they looked week 1 with him in the lineup. I expect with Joe Mixon being in the backfield, this offense really opening up. The only thing I can honestly say is that defense has been, let's just say, regressing a little bit from last year. We need that defense to turn it back around. Let's see what they could do moving forward, but I can't deny. Give me the Texans at number 5.
At number 5 for me, give me the Baltimore Ravens. This team is back. I love what they're doing. I think Lamar could win another MVP. It might hurt him that he has Derrick Henry and that he's been phenomenal as well, but it's starting to see Mark Andrews coming along as well. We know how reliable Isaiah Likely is. I like what Todd Monken is doing. The defense in the fourth quarter. This is another team that needs to start learning how to close out fucking games because they're up 10, 14 points, 2-score game with 10 minutes left. You have to close out games like that. You cannot let the Cowboys, you cannot let the Raiders come back and win. This team should be 5-0, maybe 4-1. Let's be honest. This is a really good team. Number 1 fantasy quarterback, Lamar Jackson, he's playing out of his mind as well. I think the defense, I just sense that they take the foot off the gas a little bit, and they need to learn to just close teams out. But I'm starting to see the offense a little bit. That they said, hey, listen, we're going to stop the run the Bengals. Okay, Lamar's just going to throw it all over you. They could beat you either way. And this is a team that, not like the Jets, are very well disciplined and coached. So Yeah, I think the Ravens are all the way back. I really like this team. I got them at number 5.
Give me the Baltimore Ravens at number 4, just to add a little bit, though. I just feel like their defense is good. It's not as great as it was last year, Dill, but it's still a pretty good defense. And like you said, with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, they've been elite. Especially these past 3 weeks, still they've been elite. They're looking like the best duo in football right now. And I like the fact that Zay Flowers finally got involved, had himself over 100 yards. And we saw 3 tight end attack by the Ravens. They have a Kohler, Mark Andrews, and Isaiah Likely, all 3 of them getting receptions during the game. Lamar Jackson looked phenomenal, doing an amazing comeback. Can't deny it. Baltimore Ravens are back. Give me them at 4.
He had like that Heisman play where they
Mm-hmm.
fumbled it and he ran around and then he found Isaiah Likely in the back of the end zone. I was like,
Yeah,
it's crazy. You can't defend that. At number 4 for me, I'm going to go up to Detroit and take the Lions. They had a bye. Really not going to punish them for that. Slow start, but Jamison Williams is starting to come along as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown is still their old pro number 1. They have the best backfield in the game. Coaching could be a little better, I would say, especially on the defensive side. Secondary is a little better, still susceptible, but they had a bye. Not going to punish them. They're still 3-1. Very good football team. When it's all said and done, Detroit will be a top 5 team. I have them at number 4.
Yeah, I had them at 3 last week. I'm not gonna move them down because they had a bye, and now for now I think they'll be even healthier. Sam Laporta had that ankle injury. I think he'll be back at 100% now. That defense still, the secondary is the only thing still concerned. Secondary has been a little better. I just needed to show up and show out moving forward. I think the running game might be the best running game in all of football right now. Arguably one of the best offensive liners in football. If Dan Campbell just be a little more conservative, they'll Lions, they have the chance to do big things. Give me the Lions at number 3.
At number 3, big jump from number 8 last week. Give me the Houston Texans at number 3, 4-1 on the year. D'Amico Ryans, I think coaching has regressed a little. I think the defense has regressed a little as well. I think you mentioned that. Obviously, Nico Collins is developing into a really big star. Unfortunate, it went from day to day now, week to week. So we'll see. We'll monitor
it's
that.
A hamstring injury.
Yeah,
and he's a big guy. He's like 6'3", 6'4". So let him rest. Let him take 2-3 weeks off.
That's why you go out in the offseason and bring in Stephon Diggs.
And one guy, I'm gonna keep saying his name. I hope he sees the field. My boy Justin Michie III. I think he's still a stud. I don't know why he doesn't get any playing.
There's a lot of talent there, bro.
I know. Ship him up to New England. We'll give him a
You don't need him. We don't need that. We'll keep him down in Houston. Ben Johnson, I like their offensive coordinator as well. When I think Joe Mixon comes back, I think this offense is really going to start spitting fire. So I believe in him. CJ Stroud he's phenomenal. So yeah, I love this combo. You got Tank Dell, like you said, you got Mechie as well. Stephon Diggs you brought in. There's enough talent to go around to hold the fort down until Nico Collins returns. But yeah, I love this Houston team. I think they could make a real big run. I think 2-1 are the same virtually for us. I don't know what order, but you could take both of them.
Yeah, I had to switch it up. My boy, give me the Minnesota Vikings at number 2. Give credit to the Jets defense. It makes I'm not gonna say it made Sam Darnold look like the old Sam Darnold, but arguably his worst game of the season so far. And I had him moving back to 2. Dill. My boy Aaron Jones has suffered a hip injury. I don't know if he's gonna be able to go this upcoming week. Well, they're on a bye week anyway, so hopefully he's able to return healthy come week 7. Dill. Can't deny how good they've been doing. They got the win. Give me the Vikings at number 2 and the Kansas City Chiefs at number 1. To me, you can't deny it. Even with the number 1 running back, number 1 wide receiver, still looking like the best team in football. Can't deny it.
Yeah, 100%. Minnesota at 2 for me. 1, you have the Kansas City Chiefs. Like Elvis said, being without their best player and just, like I said, finding ways to win. Here comes Juju. You're going to have a great game. And here comes Kareem Hunt, another old face. It's incredible what Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is doing. It's nice to see Travis Kelce. He was out there smooching in the press box after the game too with Taylor. You saw that?
No.
No? Oh, they were going crazy in the box. And then number 2, I have the Minnesota Vikings as well. Tough blow for Aaron Jones, with that hip injury. But like I said, going into the bye week, 5-0 must be nice. So plenty of time to heal up. Love Brian Flores and what he's doing in that defense as well. So kid, those are our week 6 power rankings. Which one were you most surprised about for me?
Packers.
Packers.
Got to be the
Ooh,
Packers still.
love it. All right, kid, cannot wait for this week and this slate. And before we do that and touch on Thursday Night Football, quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys, or a new flavor, coconut, watching Thursday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Thursday Night Football in Seattle, the 12th man. Oh, you were saying it's the 11th man, 11th or 12th. I know College Station down in Texas A&M, they call themselves the 12th man as well.
Well, I'm going to say it's going to be the 11th man.
Oh,
just
why?
for this Thursday, because we know the 49er fans, the faithful 49er fans, they like to travel, though.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be shocked if it's at least 20%, 25% 49ers fans.
49ers fans travel well now.
They're going to be deep in there. So I'm going to still say Seattle's going to be in there doing their thing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just say they don't have the 12th man. That's all. They're going to have 11.
They'll have 11. They're not going to have the 12.
I'm going to say 11 and a half. I'm going to give you the half.
All right. That's fair. Seattle, look ahead line has changed. Opened up San Francisco -5. It's come down. It's at 3.5 right now. -180 on the money line for the 49ers. Plus 3.5 for the home team. Plus 150 as a home dog if you like the Seahawks on the money line. Total is at 47. It's gone up. I agree with the line movement. We'll touch on the over in a minute. But yeah, lines moved a point. Let's talk on the side first. First, opened up at 5. 49ers haven't looked good. Lost 2 in a row now. You know, dealing with some injuries. Now going on the road. Short week. Division opponent. Do you agree with the line movement? And do you like the 49ers here?
To be honest, both teams these past few weeks has been disappointing. You know, Seattle's defense, I can't trust it right now. Even though I do think they will, be back. They'll be better. It's just, can they be better this Thursday against the 49ers team, who I think is due for a win? That's going to be a tough task still, And then Brock Purdy's been hit with a little turnover bug as of late. One thing I could say is that Brandon Ayuk had a monster game last week. I think him being more involved in his offense is going to open up, Mason in the running game, George Kittles of the world, Jennings of the world, Deebo Samuel, who only got 1 reception last week. I think he'll be more involved this Thursday, a little more healthier as well. Dale, my gut tells me take the plus 3.5. My mind tells me lay the 3.5. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to just stay away. Dale. I wanted to lay it the 3.5 earlier. But the more I think of it, I think Seattle could either lose the game by a field goal or walk out victorious. So I'm going to just stay away, Dale.
Yeah, no official play on the side. I do lean the 49ers lane. I would love a 3. Shop around. Maybe you could get an alternate line or pay the juice. But I do like the 49ers here. They're playing their 6th game in 31 days. That's a lot. There are some defensive injuries on a short week. But 49ers still have a top 10 defense. They ranked 8th in the league right now. I think Brock Purdy has looked really good. He's been great in his history against Seattle as well. 2 comeback wins for them as well. And, we said this in the beginning when I had Seahawks in my top 10. I said, Seahawks, they're benefiting from playing bad quarterbacks. Bo Nix at the time, Jacoby Brissett, Skylar Thompson. Those are their wins. But when you go up against and play like, excuse me, a Jared Goff, Daniel Jones even as well, they're not good. They just, the defense looks like a problem. And to be honest, that's why you bring Mike McDonald in from Baltimore. So I don't know. I think the right side is the 49ers. I don't like the 3.5 if I'm being honest, but for the total, I like it. I love the over 33-17 when the 49ers have been favored by 3.5 to 9.5 under Kyle Shanahan as well. So over 4-1 in the 5 games Seahawks have played this season. So they've been an over team. Like I said, the defense has been a problem for them. And also what we've seen from the 49ers over the last four or 5 weeks, we're probably going to see a team that scores 20, 30 points. And I think the Seahawks could score that as well. So I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a shootout. Love the over, though. That's going to be my first official play. Any thoughts on the over?
Yeah, I'll lean the over as well. I do think, the 49ers are always live to go, 30 plus points. And I think Seattle's offense is destined to get at least 24, So I think maybe the line, like I said, I think it's going to be a close game. I say 49ers 27, Seattle 24. I think it'll be a close game. I think 49ers will jump out to a lead, and then the Seattle's going to have to throw themselves back in the game. And I think Geno Smith and that offense is going to make it interesting, Dill. It's just, I don't trust either team's coming off these past few weeks.
No, I get that. They're not, both of them aren't playing good. Let's be honest. Let's go to player props because I did mention some guys I think are playing good. They haven't won games, but I think we could both say Brock Purdy's letting the ball air. I think George Kittle is getting a lot better too. Mason, we've seen what he could do. DK, besides that one catch, I thought he kind of didn't play well against the Giants either. We got JSN. I think he's been playing well. I have him on fantasy. What are we looking here for player prop wise for Thursday night?
I'm going with JSN, Dill. Give me Jackson Smith, Jigba, over 46.5 receiving yards, Dill. He's been up and down this season. He goes under, goes over, goes under, goes over, goes under. Now he's due for a go-over game, Dill, and I think it goes that way. Like you said, DK Metcalf is more the big guy, big play guy. Jackson Smith and Tyler Lockett more the possession receivers, get you the first down. And I think Jackson Smith will just get, he'll get his chances. I think more of the attention will be on DK Metcalf, and then we'll see Jackson Smith get open over the middle, and I think he'll get some yards after the catch as well. So I think he'll be at least around 60, possibly 70 yards. I think 46.5 is too short for this matchup, especially knowing, the history there, and I think a lot of focus will be on DK.
Yeah, I got 2 for you here. First one, I am going to take Brock Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Going right back to the well with this. It's minus 117. Seahawks, they given up 2 passing touchdowns in back-to-back games. And the most recent game I thought was the most concerning. Jones, he struggled in New York. That's no question. But he had no problem marching the Giants up and down the field into the end zone last year without Malik Nabers. That was the problem. I was sitting here looking like, does Mike McDonald know how to coach a defense? Like I was truly upset. That's why they bring him in. So I'm going to take Brock Purdy. I just feel like it's hard not to think Purdy's not going to do the same. If Daniel Jones could march up and down the field, you think Brock Purdy can't do that? I think he can. So he's also threw for 2 scores in his most recent outing in Seattle last year as well. So it's not like something we haven't seen before either. So I'm going to go Brock Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns, minus 117. And another one I like, I know some people might not like it. They might think the number's a little high, but I'm going to take George Kittle over 47.5 receiving yards. He's only gone over this in 2 of the 4 games, but one that he missed against New England was by 2 yards. He had 45 yards. And then the one against the Jets, he had 40 yards. So he's always hovering right around 40 to 60 yards. I think against a Seattle team that has shown susceptibility in that secondary, I think George Kittle, with the injuries that they're dealing with on offense, is going to get plenty of opportunities. So, yeah, I'm going to take George Kittle. I think he's going to have a big game. I would ladder his receiving yards. But, yeah, those are going to be my 3 official plays. I love the over. Brock Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns. And I'm also going to take George Kittle over 47.5 receiving yards. That is at minus 115 as well.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And one more lean I'll give out, though. Geno Smith has went over this passing total 4 straight games. I think it continues to. I think at 250.5, it's a little short. New England 320, Miami 289, Detroit 395, then last week 284. I think he goes over 250 plus. Like I said, I think the 49ers jump out to a little lead, and then Geno Smith in the passing game work their way back. So I think over 250.5. I like that prop as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's been just letting it rip recently, Geno Smith. So it is a step up in competition. This defense is a little better. I'll say that. But I do like it, kid. Let's continue. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the MLB. We just saw a really good game. Mookie Betts just led off the game with the home run. I mean, thankfully, because he's been MIA. For the last 23 at bats. He finally hits a home run here. They're up to a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. But let's go to Wednesday slate. We will start first game on the board is the Tigers and the Guardians. Right now we have who's going for, I think it is Alex Cobb. It looks like it's going for the Guardians. No pitcher listed for, let me see if there's another website. Hold on with me real quick. Maybe Kier Montero. Kyer Montero going for the Tigers, but it's still TBD. But we do have odds. Guardians minus 112. Tigers home dogs minus 104. Over unders at 7. Tigers tied up the series. Tariq Skubal's been fucking phenomenal. He's gonna win the Cy Young. Evened up the series. Can they keep it going?
I think so, Dill. Give me the Detroit Tigers on minus 109 on the money line. I know that place is going to be electric, Dill. And it's kind of satisfying. We saw how empty that stadium has been these past, few years, 2022 season, 2021 season, and even earlier last season, late last year. Dill, I think the crowd is going to be electric. It don't matter who's going to be the pitcher. He's going to have the crowd on his side. And realistically, I think the Guardians had to be up 2-0. They should have. We saw what they did. Just in the first inning of Game 1, and then Game 2. I know Scooble pitched a gem deal, but if Cleveland should have been up 2-0, I think Detroit take care of Game 3, and I think they take care of the series though.
I'm actually going to go the other side. I do like the Guardians here. Short number, minus 112. I think they should be a little bigger favorite, especially if it is Montero going for the Tigers. I think this is a perfect bounce back spot. I mean, they had one hit. Not one hit, but they had one big hit, the Tigers, and that's all they needed. It was that 3-run home run in the top of the 9th. I think this is a perfect bounce back spot. I don't expect the Guardians bat to go over like they did here in Game 2. So I know it's on the road. Tigers did their job coming back home now. They have the momentum, but I do think the Guardians are still the better team. I think they have the best bullpen. I'm going to take the short number. I'm going to take the Guardians here on the money line, minus 112. Let's go to the next game. I will be there. New York Mets, Game 3, clinching. You brought me this stat. I don't think I've heard that yet. Haven't clinched a home playoff game or series in Citi Field. We look to do it tomorrow, 5 o'clock. I'll be in the building. Jose Quintana gets the start in Game 4. Ranger Suarez going for the Phillies. Phillies minus 118. Backs against the wall. Plus 100 for my New York Mets. Over under is at 7. I see 7.5s out there first, kid. But will I see history or not, kid?
As a friend, I hope you do, Dill. I hope you do. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to lean the under. I want to see. Should I go official? I'm going to lean the under for now. Give me the under 7.5, Dill. The Mets scored, 7 runs today? I think your bats will cool off just a tad. I think Peter Alonso, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he hit another home run, but I think he's due just to cool off a little bit. And I expect the Phillies, to be honest, their bats been struggling just a little bit. I don't expect them to do much. So maybe like a 3-2 game Mets, 4-2 max. I don't expect much runs from either side.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Mets here, kid. I'm going to have action on it. Obviously, I'm going to the game. And to be honest, Ranger Suarez is cool and all, but let's be honest. I don't think there's a big difference between Jose Quintana and Ranger Suarez. Phillies have struggled in the playoffs, especially against lefties. We're throwing another lefty at them. And outside of Bryce Harper, who we've been pitching around, I don't think anyone really scares me. Schwarber, if you leave a fastball up, he's going to fucking rope it. But none of their guys have really shown up in the big moments. They've gone cold yet again. And that's 3 straight years in the postseason for Phillies. They're accustomed to it now. I think all the momentum is with us at home. The place is going to be electric. Let's go Mets, baby. Plus 100 for the Mets. Let's go to the third game on the board. Seth Lugo gets to start here in game 3. Big win for Cole Ragans and the Royals in the Bronx. Now they come back home with all the momentum. Clark Schmidt gets the bump here in game 3 for the Yankees. Yankees minus 115 on the money line, plus 102 for the Kansas City Royals. Over under is at 8. Kid, as a Boston fan, we are not rooting for the Yankees here in this series, huh?
Absolutely not, Doug. I think the right side is definitely Seth Lugo. Give me Seth Lugo and the Kansas City Royals minus 105 on the money line. Dog of the day, if you want to call it that. Dale, one thing I could say is this Yankees offense ain't the same offense from the regular season. You'll see it. Everybody else sees it. And I think Seth Lugo is gonna shut it down. Though I think he's due to pitch a gem. These Yankees bats has been struggling. Besides Juan Soto, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
Judge can't hit anything going right now. Stanton looks stiff, running slow as shit. Verdugo hasn't really done much either. Who on this Yankees lineup can you honestly trust to do something on the road? I don't know, dude. I just don't see it. Like I said, this ain't the regular season, people. Give me Kansas City in the Royals minus 105 on the money line.
I love it, kid. I need a little better number. I've been taking them. They've been giving us plus 130s, plus 140s with the Royals. I mean, that's just there's just no way they're that big of a difference in the team. But now at minus or plus 102, I'm gonna stay away from the side. I'm rooting obviously for the Royals. I just need a bigger plus money price. And yeah, you're right. Their defense, or their offense has gone cold. Juan Soto's had played well. I'll give him that. Um, Wells has been okay. Jazz Chisholm had a nice home run as well. But outside of that, another team that's gone cold. And I said this to you when the postseason start. Outside of Garrett Cole, who on that rotation scares you? Rodon didn't do anything. Now you got Clark Schmidt. I mean, I'll tell you this. It's going to be a bad day in the Bronx if they don't come out of this series, especially when they eliminated the Orioles and the Astros. This is the Yankees' year, and
this is like the most favorite
yeah,
playoff bracket they've been in recent
100%. So, yeah, big game for the Yankees. If on the road now, all the momentum is with Kansas City. Let's see if they bounce back. But yeah, no official play for me there. I do like Cleveland. I'm gonna take the Mets. No lines. The Dodgers and the Padres are playing right now. There's no even pitchers announced. There's no lines. So just keep an eye out if you do want some action. But yeah, as of right now, we're recording this Tuesday night. So yeah, no action here on the late game. But kid, let's continue our NBA preview. We took care of the Atlantic Division last week. Now we're on the Central. I think a little more favorable and a lot more parity. There's a couple competitive teams I'll make the case for. But let's start with the best team in my opinion, the Milwaukee Bucks, to win the NBA Finals. They're 14-1. To come out of the East, they have the 4th best odds at plus 650, right below the 76ers. And to come out of the Central Division, they are the favorite at minus 130. Elvis, I'll let you lead it off, kid. What do you like here for the Bucks?
To be honest, I love Dame. I love Giannis. I respect Chris Middleton, my boy Brooke Lopez still, but I think their championship window is fading. The East got a lot better. I think the Boston Celtics, they brung everybody back. Your Knicks making moves still. They got deeper with Bridges and Cat. We saw what the 76ers did. The Heat culture always live to upset anybody in the first round deal. I think the Bucks have a tough task. I'm a sprinkle them to win the division. I called mine plus 115. Deal. I don't know if you got minus 130, but I think they definitely a sprinkle to win the division. Over 50.5
When did you
wins.
get that? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm seeing minus 130 right now on FanDuel. So if you've been putting money on, I mean, you must have changed the line, because if you're getting plus money, because it's funny you say that, because on another book, not FanDuel, I got plus 130 for the win the division. So
Yeah, so it all depends what book
shop
you
around.
go on. Shop around. Like I said, I got plus 115. So if a book is giving you plus 130, hey, by all means,
Yeah.
and you really love the Bucks. And then I'm gonna have Dame to average the most threes per game at plus 3,000. If he's healthy, we know he could get hot with the most of them. I wouldn't be shocked if he has multiple, 10 plus 3 games. And I think he could average, let's just say, 4 a night, maybe something around there, maybe 5 a night, which is, I think, is a little high, but I think at plus 3,000 is definitely worth a shot.
Yeah, I like the Bucks here. I'm gonna take them to win the division at. I got plus 130, but I do see minus on some books. So, like I said, shop around. But I do think they made moves to try to get Doc Rivers and the rest of the team on the same page. I expect big things out of Giannis. Gary Trent Jr. as well. They're hoping he could be an answer as well at the shooting guard position. Tayron Prince, you got DeLon Wright as well. They're going to be contributors. But Giannis and Dame, they worked hard in the offseason. Can they be that 1-2 punch in that league to make enough to make that, run in back to the finals? We'll see. And I'll say this, they've been getting a bad rep in the playoffs because Giannis hasn't been 100%. He had that leg injury last year. He really couldn't go and give it 100%. Damian, he averaged 31 in the playoffs, but it was a struggle. Middleton needed to pick it up. They really didn't have another guy, and I didn't think bringing in Doc in the middle of the season was the best solution. So I think they're going to learn from it. I think they're going to be better. I think they win around 52, 53 games as well. But yeah, I do like Milwaukee. I do think they are the best team in this division, so I am going to take them to win the division. Anything else for the Bucks?
No, dude, that's about it.
All right, let's go to the Cleveland Cavaliers to win the NBA Finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers 40-1 to win the conference, to come out of the East. Right below the Magic at 18-1. They have the second best odds out of the Central Division at plus 260 is what I see right now. What do you like here for the Cavs?
They won 48 games last year. I think they'll be a little healthier, and I think they'll get them a couple more wins. So I'm gonna go over 48.5 wins. I think they might get to 50, 51. Donovan Mitchell he's gonna be there. He's always healthy. Can the big guys be healthy? Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. If those guys are healthy throughout the season, gives you around 70 games. I think the Cleveland I almost said Browns, Cleveland Cavaliers.
We're done with them. They're
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I think they'll be right in the thick of things. I don't know if they're contenders though, but hey, I think they'll be at least fifth seed, sixth seed. Maybe
They're a playoff team, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna be in the thick of things. This one, things I like, it will get interesting though. Give me the in-season tournament, the NBA Cup Group C winner. I think the Cavs have a chance to win it. At plus 195, just to come out of the group. I think they got a shot if healthy. Mitchell, Garland, like I said, Mobley, my boy Christopher, Jared Allen, well, Strus as well. I give him a shot to come out the group, and then I think it's also worth a shot to sprinkle to win the division. Like I said, the Bucks over on this at 50 wins, theirs at 48. They won 48 last year. It wouldn't shock me if they're just a little more healthier and they edge out the Milwaukee Bucks for the division. So a plus 170, I think is worth a shot as well.
Nice. I like it, kid. Yeah, I'm a high on them. I'm going to take their over 48.5 wins at minus 115. I think they're going to be neck and neck, them and the Bucks. I do think I gave it to the Bucks on Giannis and Dame, and I think they could figure it out. But I do think this fan base in Cleveland, they have to feel good, signing key core pieces, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley to long-term deals. They got paid, and developing with Jared Allen, Max Strus as well. I think this could be a good team. I like bringing in Kenny Atkins. He's known for that fast-paced offense, so they're going to be a lot of three-point shootings as well. We'll see if they can figure it out on the fly, but I think it was a good job moving forward in the offseason, getting Donovan Mitchell signed. Darius Garland should be ready to go as well. I like this team. I think they could be a really good team. I don't think we're going to see defense as much with Kenny Atkins. I think it's going to be a lot more offense with this team, but I think they could compete, and I think they're going to be right neck and neck with the Milwaukee Bucks. So I'm not going to take them to win the division, but I do like their over 48.5 wins for them. Anything else here for the Cleveland Cavaliers, kid?
No, that's all, though. I do like them. Hopefully, they make some noise.
All right, let's go to let's talk about the fucking Indiana Pacers. 50-1 to win the NBA Finals. To come out of the East, they are right below the Miami Heat at 22-1 to come out of the East. In the division, they have the third best odds at plus 310. I think we could all agree it's kind of a three-team horse between these three, and then the Bulls and the Pistons. They got some years to go, but plus 310 for them to win the division, kid. They made a big run last year, defeating my Knicks, unfortunately. But, win total at 47.5 at plus money, too. If you like the over, what are we thinking here for the Pacers?
I think the Pacers showed us that they're for real team. I wouldn't go contenders just yet, but they got Nimhard, they got the Pascal, Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton, who's becoming a star in this league. They'll Neesmith. I like this team. My boy T.J. McConnell coming off the bench. This team has the potential to be good. Rick Carlisle, good head coach. Can Tyrese Halliburton take that next step and be a real true superstar? That's my thing. Can Miles Turner be a little better, a little more consistent? Can Pascal be a consistent, give you 20 points a night? I'm going to go over 47.5 wins at plus 120. I wouldn't be surprised if this Pacers team gets to 50 wins, though. I like them. If they can stay healthy, I think they have a chance to do that. This team made it to the in-season finals last year against the Lakers, though. I give them a shot to win it. Give me the Pacers to win the in-season tournament at plus 2,600. I'm surprised it's this high. I understand some people didn't take them as serious as last year, early on, though. But I think the Pacers shown, what? Any given night, they could beat any team in the league. With that fast pace, they could beat any team in the league any given night. I'm not saying in the series, but any given night, the Pacers could ball. So give me to win the in-season tournament plus 2,600, and to win Group B at plus 230. So I got the Cavs winning Group C, and I got the Pacers winning Group B. Cavs at plus 130, Group B, Pacers at plus 230. And then give me Tyrese Halliburton to lead the league in assists per game at plus 170. And then also a little sprinkles to win lead the league in assists as well.
Yeah, if anything, I would take the under 47.5 wins at minus 136. I guess I'm a hater. I'll be honest. I think it was a good move signing Pascal Siakam. He got paid. He deserved to get paid. I think they have a good core. Being objective, I do think they have a good core.
Their
I think
six-man rotation is pretty good.
Yeah, I like Rick Carlisle. I think he's a good coach as well. I think, he could, I don't know if he's the guy to win you one, but he could definitely get you there. They reached the conference finals last year. The next logical step would be a true title run, but I just don't think it's that easy. In the East, especially. Exactly. Good point. So I just think they have a good core. They need to learn how to win close games when it matters. They have to win. They have to win with these young players. They play with an incredible pace. I just don't think they could beat a Knick team. I don't think they could beat a Boston team, I hate to say it, even a Philly team right now. In a 7-game series. Let's all say the Knicks were hurt. It's no excuse, but let's call a spade a spade. We were hurt. Mm-hmm. I like T.J. McConnell. I'm on record for saying I would love him in a Knick uniform. Obi Toppin has taken that next step. I love to see it. I root for
and he will
Obi
be
Toppin.
Better
yes.
next year. Now, for now, you're right about that. He improved his shot tremendously.
He improved under Rick Carlisle. They have a good coach. But let's face it, they're in a tough division with Milwaukee, with a surging Cavs team that got better in my opinion. Boston, East now, Philly, the Knicks. It's tough,
Heat.
and there's
Like
no
I'm gonna still
yeah.
give credit to that
Yeah.
Heat culture. They're gonna win games.
Even the odds makers have the Heat as better odds than the Pacers right now. So there's just
Magic.
no guarantee, in my opinion, that Indiana will get all the breaks that they did last season. So for that, I'm going to fade them. I'm going to take the under 47.5 wins. Now, I still think they'll be a playoff team, but I don't think they're going to be able to get that run like they did last season. And call me a hater, call me whatever you want, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that. So anything else, or can we move on to the Bulls?
We can move on to the Bulls still.
All right. The Chicago Bulls to win. Oh my God, was it
Don't even say it.
1,000 to 1? It's a lot.
10,000.
Yeah, 10,000 to 1. What about the East? 350 to 1. And they have the fourth best odds at 310 to 1. Or 31 to 1 for the division. Let's actually touch on something we can. Regular season wins for the Chicago Bulls sitting at 27.5. Now the under is favored at -118. If you want to take the over at -104, Lonzo Ball expected to be ready to the start. Can he be enough though, kid?
One thing I could say is I was looking for his prop deal. I think Lonzo Ball, they're saying he's gonna playing in the preseason. That's gonna be great for him. I think if healthy, he could average, around 8 assists a game. I think Lonzo Ball, I was looking for that prop, wasn't out there. We seen this team. DeMar DeRozan is gone. Zach LaVine's coming back healthy. Kobe White, coming off the bench, could be something. I, I think it's gonna be tough for this Bulls team, though. But I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna go over 27.5 wins. I don't see much. I don't see them making the play-in, making the playoffs, or nothing like that. But to get to 30, maybe 32 wins, I give them that. I'll give them that.
I think getting rid of DeMar DeRozan and letting your best star player in a sign and trade deal is the franchise telling you we're moving towards rebuilding. They tried to get younger with Caruso, but they stuck with their guys. Maybe go get a Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper. Shout out Dylan Harper. But I don't know. I just think they're in rebuild mode. I agree. I don't like anything for this team. I would give them the benefit of the doubt. They always find ways to, like, even last year they snuck in the 9th seed in the play-in and they won 39 games. Now, I don't know. I think Patrick Williams, he has to be better as well. Kobe White, he did have a breakout year, but the team brought in Josh Giddey for defense. So we'll see what the plan is here. But if everyone is healthy, I don't know. There's no telling what this team and the management will do, but I just don't think they have the talent to make that kind of that playoff push again. So I'll give them the play. I'll give them like maybe a play-in chance and get over the number, but it wouldn't surprise me if they won 25, 26 games. It really wouldn't. So going to stay away from them, and they're kind of a fade for a lot of people this season. But let's get to the Detroit Pistons because I'm not even going to mention their finals, their conference. Division, they obviously have the worst odds too in a very tough competitive division. Win total 25.5 for the Detroit Pistons. They only won 14 games last season. Got screwed. I'll go to my grave with that. They got screwed in the lottery again. But can they take this next step? Can they win 26 games?
No. Give me the under,
Wow.
Dill. Don't get me wrong. I do agree with one thing. They got fucked, Dill. They should have had the #1 pick. I wish they changed the rules, made it like the NFL. Worst record gets the #1 pick.
I agree.
But I do think a lot of teams will tank
Yeah,
depending
they
on
would.
the talent
They would.
that's upcoming. It's a shame. My boy Monty got fired. They gave Tobias Harris a bag. Might be the most overpaid contract in history. Say what you want about Ben Simmons, but Tobias Harris, I don't have much hope on him. Uh, they signed Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr. But are those veteran pieces going to be able to uplift these young guys to wins? I think not, Dill. I like some of the pieces they got, like Jaden Ively, is good. Cunningham is good. One of the twin brother, Zaire Thomas, he's good. It's just,
Yeah.
can they get it together? And let's see what the rookie, what Marcus Sazzer, right? That's the rookie.
Yeah.
Hopefully he could develop to something else, something nice. But if Kate Cunningham can stay healthy and these vet players come around, do they have a shot? They'll yes. Do I believe it? No. So I'm gonna go with the under.
Yeah, I would have to go on the under 2 at -115. As much as I like them, and I do
I
root.
know you love Detroit.
I
know you
love Detroit. I want them to be good so bad, and I try to bring such good energy towards them. But
hey, at least I took the Tigers. You did.
yeah, exactly. I guess the good thing about this, it can't get any worse than last year. And if it does,
It could.
I mean,
They could get the 8th pick.
yeah, that is true. But I think the core guys they have to build around. Excuse me. Obviously, Kate Cunningham, if healthy, Jalen Duren, he's good.
Mm-hmm. And Ivy.
And who?
Ivy.
Oh yeah, Jaden Ivey. Hopefully, sometimes he's a little inconsistent, but he has the potential.
He's young.
He's young. They bring in JB Bickerstaff as the new coach. We'll see. And they gave him a long deal. I just hope they give him a few years to see what he has, because
they have to. What?
Yeah, I
Realistically,
agree.
if you're Detroit, if you're listening right now, if you're a Detroit fan, what are your realistic expectations for the next 2 years?
Elvis, if they didn't give Monty Williams a few years, as a fan, they have a short leash, unfortunately.
But what do you expect the coach to build if you don't give him a long-term, chance to succeed?
Yeah.
That's my thing. You got a very young team. It's not like you got a team that's a build to win now. It's not a build to win now team. It's a bunch of young guys, talented players with a sprinkle of, decent veterans in Tim Hardaway and Tobias Harris. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be better than last year where they have 14 wins. I'll give them 21. I'll give them 7 games. So.
Yeah, and I think you make a good point. I think a 20 win, because they went 14-68 last year, a 20 win goal, I think would be a realistic. You talk about realistic. I think winning 20 games should be a realistic goal. 25 would be a big positive step forward in the long term, I would say.
Like this, if I'm the head coach for the Detroit Pistons, all bullshit aside, my season goal is 30 wins. If you could get to 30 wins with this Detroit team, that's impressive.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I was just trying to be realistic. I think you guys are better than 14 wins. Win 20 games. Make positive steps forward. Kate Cunningham, let's have a better attitude, please, bud. I like you a lot. I think you're really good.
Let's play games. Let's play 65 games.
Please, take care of your body. Build. Start teaching these young guys.
He got that huge deal as well, though. They need him.
Because the potential is there, and I think we all see it. The problem is he can't stay on the court. That is the problem. But they haven't needed him anyway. Even if he was still healthy, I mean, they weren't going to make the playoffs, kid. But yeah, that's it for the NBA futures. We got the Central. We got another division come on Friday as well. So stay locked and loaded for that. Okay, we got the WNBA Finals starting on Thursday. Game 1 will be in New York at the Barclays Center, New York. It looks like they're going to be taking on Minnesota. Minnesota's up 20 right now, midway through the fourth quarter against the Sun. Looking like a Minnesota-New York Liberty. Is the title coming back to New York, you think?
I think so, Dill. Liberty's honestly been dominant all season. Connecticut Sun had a great regular season. Minnesota as well, but I think it's going to be hard to deny New York the title.
Yeah, New York has been one of the best teams all season, so happy for that. Don't have lines, obviously, but it is going to be Minnesota taking on the New York Liberty.
I'm gonna say Liberty's a -3 favorite.
-3, 3.5, something like that, right? Yeah. But I am rooting for the Liberty right now. Let's take a New York is buzzing between the WNBA, got the 2 baseball teams. Knicks looking good. The Giants, not the Jets. Not the Jets.
Hey,
no.
Y'all hire Bill Belichick. Anything's possible now.
Hey, we win Monday night. First place. A lot of football left. A lot of football left, kid. But any last words before we get up out of here?
Everybody just have a great week. My prayers are for the people in Florida, in the Tampa, just a Central Florida area. For anybody that's listening out there, be safe. If you could evacuate, evacuate. If not, just be prepared and prepare for the worst.
100%. Could have said it better. I heard reports 9 to 10 foot waves, like taller than some houses. Like,
I hope it doesn't happen.
yeah, no, I hope so. It doesn't either. Fucking hurricanes suck, dude. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, everyone who's in the Florida region, listen to your officials as well. If they're telling you to get out, get out.
If I'm telling you to get out, get out.
Yeah, you should get out. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers are definitely with everyone in Florida. And we'll see you on the brighter days. Brighter days are ahead. Good luck. Go Mets, baby.